Hi, my name is Graham Ellery. I live in the eastern side of Melbourne in the Dandenong Ranges. And welcome to Ellden. Ellden is actually based on Westerham, which is a line running south of London towards Tunbridge Wells. It was hoped many years ago that the line would become duplicated, hence the road bridge here. So my layout has basically now become an 8-metre diorama. It was initially hoped to run out and have a return on the outside, but that didn't come to fruition, so we ended up with a diorama which is 8 metres long, as I said. And this is the side of the modelling that I really enjoy doing. As we come from the road bridge, we come into the industrial area that I've created, which in actual fact is a combination of buildings from Martin Marsh's layout and Gordon Gravett's layout. It's my interpretation of their buildings. However, the engine shed is as it was originally in Westerham, although it was believed there was originally a curved roof. This was lost in a storm and then replaced with the pitch roof. And this had a very short life really, and the shed was taken down and only the pit and the water crane remained until closure, which was in the 60s, typical 1960s. But looking at the coal office here, that actually still stands at Westerham, and so does the first weatherboard building. The coal office, as it originally was, has been a hairdresser, real estate and a beauty shop over the years, but as I say, it's still standing today, although in reality it should be up the other end of the layout. Most of my buildings have been on CAD or MDF. The little tin shed on the end is actually a Martin Walsh creation. It was the service station on Monk's Ely. Moving through, as I say, this part of the layout is as it was. The whole of the track plan is as it was at Westerham. I was fortunate actually, I didn't need to foreshorten the layout much, so it's basically prototypical length. As to is the platform, as you can see, is rather a large platform for a little country terminus, so I still think there was hope that it would have become a through station. So the station itself, the goods shed, is just as it was in the right up until closure in the 60s. As you can see, I've still got a bit of work to do, including building the crane for the goods yard. The cement store next to the goods shed, that was there for a number of years. But as we get up into the town area of Westerham, this is purely fictitious. The corner shop and barn is actually from the sketchbook of a Mr. Stokes in 1957. It's actually listed in Model Railway Journal number 13. And I built that particular building years before I even started Ellden, but I thought, well, I wanted to use it, so that's where it ended up. In the background, on the back scene, you can see the church there, which is actually the church of Westerham. The Lich Gate is a copy of the Lich Gate at my sister's church in the UK, in Chiltern, in Oxfordshire. And as you swing round to the little cottage, that is the cottage that my niece lives in Bright Walton, which is just outside Newbury. Now the pub itself is purely a freelance thing. It's probably something of a combination of places I've seen or even been in over the years. I actually named it the George because my son had a little Jack Russell, scruffy Jack Russell named George, and there's actually a picture of him on the entrance to the pub. And there's a head bust on the roof line as well of George. But as I say, this is all purely fictitious. There's nothing resembling Westerham at all. The memorial and the old oak tree is a fictitious idea. Is just basically to fill in that corner of the layout, or what's left of it. The two workers working on the track there, I've actually got a photograph of them working on the track in that position, so that's why they're there. The model, the loco actually is an R1. They didn't actually run into Westerham, I don't believe, but it suits the size of the layout, and after all it's only a small switching layout now, as you can see, so there's not a lot of scope for running other than what we're doing here. other locos that I do possess are a small P, but again it didn't actually run on Westerham. Had one visit to Westerham, but not a regular use. I've still got an H and a push-pull set which to build. I could take everything off that is southern and go either have a Western day or an LMS day. It's that sort of versatile. Mates in the dunny while I'm sat there in the allotment having a cup of tea. The little air raid shelter you're looking at now did actually exist. I guess it was mainly for the station staff. But, that stayed there until closure. Now that you've done the tour, I'll be getting on with some scratch building and kit building. Hope you've enjoyed the journey. Cheers, Graham.